Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Another Australian title up for grabs here at Club Tweed this week for the 2024 Australian Championship. 64 combatants will start, 2 will remain, and they will get the opportunity to go to Aberdeen, Scotland next year to represent Australia in the World Bowls Indoor Championships. This is Ringside Live at Club Tweed. Val Febo here with you for the first clash of this year's tournament between Louise Cronan and Kelly McKerihen, the 2 Australian Open fours winning teammates. And to call this match alongside me, the one and only Barry Lester. Baz, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Val. Good to be alongside yourself and Locke, our amazing man behind the scenes, and good to be back at Tweed Heads Bowls Club, or Club Tweed. It's a fantastic facility, and this event always has something to throw up of a surprise. You don't know sometimes who's going to win this event, and it's great to see some players over the years make themselves a household name, and those that aren't already won, they can start by doing it by winning this event. It's a really good event for that. It starts with state-based qualifying, and then all the way right through to, like you say, maybe winning a world title in Aberdeen next year.
Yeah, this is going to be a brilliant week, and these two, we know the quality that they possess. We only streamed them a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. It's the Australian Open in the women's fours final, where these two, and Emma Boyd and Leanne Chinnery, got the job done. And, of course, Leanne Chinnery's partner, Ray Pearce, he's the defending men's champion. The defending women's champion, Samantha Atkinson, will be in action later today. And the streaming schedule is on Bowls Australia's social media platforms as well. But the format, Barry, 4 bowl singles, 2 sets of 9 ends each. If we split those sets, then we go to a 3-end tiebreak.
Yeah, it's one of those ones recently with the Golden Nugget on, and like you say, the Australian Open. It's one of those ones where players may have to put some quality time in their training, maybe some hit-outs on the park, indoor at their nearest club, whichever state they come from, to adjust to the sets play. It's not something you do play a lot of, but ideally, if you want to give this event a really good crack, you want to be doing some simulated training around it as Louise just goes past. 3 really good lines there. So it's one of those ones you want to simulate the training around a big event like this. And, yeah, if you can get some quality time in practicing those sets play, probably for more so just a revisit if you haven't played too much of it recently, just to go back to that format and know that every end of each set is just as important as the next. And, of course, that scary tiebreak where you can be a dominant player all game and outscore your opponent, and you don't want to let the game go by not winning the tiebreak.
No, not at all. Kelly will have the blue paddles this morning, Louise the red, as Kelly McKerihen puts in another, looking to try and add a second. I reckon she may have just overcooked it. It was a good effort. So 1 to Kelly McKerihen to start proceedings here on Ringside Live at the 2024 Australian Indoor Championships. Of course, only 4 former champions are in the draws this year. 2 in the men's, 2 in the women's. Can you have a guess, Baz, as to who those winners are?
I don't like to usually guess with most things, Val, but being Monday morning first game, I reckon we revisit that in about 5 or 10 minutes, all right? Not like it's a trivia question or anything, but I'm sure, as you said, players such as Ray Pearce, and we talk about Kelly, with all she's done in the game, and Louise is definitely working her way up. It's really that good event for maybe making a name for yourself, and I think growing a lot of confidence as well. If you can sort of get deep, quarter-final or semi-final event like this, you never know what could happen to your game after this. We've seen players over the years, I think of Tony Wood and various other players over the years that have sort of won this event and then start getting picked for state sides and rep teams and so on. So it is a really good event for that.
Well, I'll give you the 4 winners, Baz, so you don't have
thanks,
to.
Phil.
You don't have to go on and guess. It's Jeremy Henry, 3-time champion. Ray Pearce, of course, defending winner. And then in the women's, Kelsey Cottrell and Samantha Atkinson, the defending champions. The last two champions of the women's draw are in this field, both on this half of the draw as well. So it's a bit of a half of death, I guess. Kelsey Cottrell looms large in this quarter.
Yeah, both players here finding their line early. Even the previous end, there wasn't too many bowls offline, and that's a good sign just in terms of getting some rhythm up, hitting that line, grow some confidence from that, and just feel your weight. There really shouldn't be any excuse after probably a couple of ends into any game that you're missing your line unless it's drastic conditions. But yeah, it just shows both players are pretty switched on here to nail that line and just feel out the weight. So Kelly down the spine again. Just slightly over. And we couldn't do this event without our volunteers, from markers to ITOs to many people behind the scenes. So you'll see not only on our TV screens but throughout the event for our spectators, and you'll see a lot of volunteers getting around helping out. Tweedhead's one of the best clubs in the world at supporting their events when it comes to volunteers.
Certainly one of the biggest clubs in the world. If you are a bowls fanatic and you love the sport and you're looking to do a little pilgrimage to Australia to play, it is so worth coming down or up here to play or to have a look around, because it is huge. There's a cafe, there's a bistro, there's an indoor green, there's 4 outdoor greens. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so much to do in the area as well. You head south a few hours, you head down to Byron Bay or head up north. As Kelly comes down again on a really nice line. And that's going to count. So maybe 1 in, 1 out there. It looks to be 3 shots. It's a bit of early pressure for Louise. Not mucking around. As that bowl was coming to rest, she was already on the mat. Needs to find some jack high weight here.
It's not going to get there. It's going to go over the top. So this is a good start for Kelly McKerihen. Of course, we won't play the full allotment of ends in each set, Baz, if the margin does get mathematically impossible to overcome.
Yeah, that's right. Being straight knockout, if it's not mathematically possible, just finish the set out and move on to the next.
So 3 to Kelly McKerihen. She leads 4-0 after 2.
Fair bit of speed on this game already. I'm just noticing both players. No mucking around. Even just Kelly there. Kick the bowls. Throw the mat down. I think just that eagerness early days. First game. Early start in the morning. Both players keen. I think it's really important that Louise now just tries to settle into some rhythm in terms of her routine and her prep. Not get maybe caught up in Kelly's speed. Especially being 4-0 down. You want to get the game back on your terms, and it doesn't have to be where your bowls finish. It can be purely just by how you're prepping for each delivery and just setting up. So
sets play also changes your mindset a little bit, Baz, because if you go down by enough, you've got to start to play those attacking bowls and try and make big scores.
Yeah, finishing in good areas. It's just so important for this event in terms of the carpet. You'll see a lot of jack movement over the next 3 or 4 days in this event. It's a kind surface. Players that have turned up into this event would have been right across their game plan, knowing that they need to attack at certain stages of the match. So you'll see a fair bit of jack movement throughout this game and games throughout the entire week. So Louise needs to find 1 yard of weight. They need to attack. Just beautiful track. Only small requirement, a couple of rotations required. Using the duo colours. Yeah, nice correction. So that's going to be good for her confidence here.
Needs to get herself on the board. She'll take the 1 at the moment, but still 2 left to come for each.
A bit of early communication from Kelly there. That's good. Just asking the market how much room.
You can see the scores of the other matches going on. We've got 5 or 6 going on our green at the moment.
Big attempt. Just out, I think. It's fallen over. So Kelly's fiancée, Ali Forsyth, has a long affiliation and history with the Tarrant Point Bowling Club. And now Kelly's going up against a Tarrant Point bowler. It's, of course, that's where Ray Pearce plays, bowls coordinator and defending champ. Louise just sliding through.
Razor watching on.
Yeah, very strong club. And have a lot of support for their members, their bowlers. Kelly looking to dislodge this shot bowl or turn it onto the jack. She's just slid under. So Louise should be able to get on the board here. Oh, well. Yeah, one to her. So little switch to the forehand. Maybe just try and flop off that back bowl of Kelly's. It's not an easy thing to do, Val. Early days in a game, just switch hands and expect to try and nail it. Slightly different speeds and different lines, as we see there, pulling up short. But
she's on the board.
Be interesting to see here if she plays this sort of mid-length, 25 metres, or she does something a little bit different, just to get things back on her terms. So the mat's down about 3 metres off the tee. Let's see where this jack goes.
So in these matches, we play a maximum of 21 ends, which is generally, it's probably a little bit shorter than some singles matches, but it's around about the mark.
So there's a common trend happening across all the rinks, as you see, Val. If you have a quick look at the other rinks, we're seeing not big leads, but teams getting on a bit of a run already, where some teams or some players haven't scored. So you can see some blank spots on the few of those rinks. That's usually just that the player getting the game on their terms early in terms of length. And it's important here for Louise. She has stretched it out a little bit just to make sure that she's trying to find a length or some kind of area that suits her and just break her opposition up a little bit. So nice trail for Kelly there.
And you look at a couple of the names on this score sheet here to the right of your screen. Jack McShane and Kate Matthews were both here a couple of weeks ago for the Australian or the National Development Series. And that was played on the outdoor greens for the majority. But in a couple of those sessions, they came in here to test themselves out in changing conditions. So Kate and Jack would be very used to how these are running at the moment. Kate quite likes the indoor green here. Spoke to her recently and she said that it suits her fairly well. So she was really excited to get up here and play. She's also heading up to Burnside in the under-26 singles later this year in October.
As we can see, Kelly already having a little niggle at this head. It's important that Louise tries to change it, or at least cover. So Kelly will be looking to play that weight again, I feel. Sit the ball for 2, trail the jack for 2. It's a bit of a pet shot for Kelly. It's one of the reasons why she's been a dominant player across international bowls for many years now. Not far away here. Yeah, just edging the jack. So decisions for Louise. It would be nice if she does get another one close, but ideally doesn't want to create a target. So it is a switch to the backhand, looking to cover any jack movement. So this hand does draw slightly wider traditionally, so you'll see this bowl go out on a higher line. But that means it's generally a bit of a slower hand as well. So you can see that just pulling up. It's going to make it for 2. Very close.
Not far off at all.
Well, that locks the pink one in now of Kelly, so I think you'll find she might play a bit more weight. So it is 2, and it does lock her front one in. So the contingency is here, if she's not getting the jack or the bowl, that if she happens to be tight and get her own pink bowl, it's a fair chance that it may stay around the head. So I think we might even see weight to lose this bowl now. Jack right back in the ditch for 3, and if it goes out of bounds, Kelly does have the 2 nearest bowls to the tee. great experience there from Kelly. Just to come down once again, just assess the head, do a little risk assessment, look at all the positives and negatives, and go back and play the shot. So it is arriving weight, forehand again.
Coming down, Kelly McKerihen just going to miss. So this is going to be 2 to Louise Cronan. She gets things back on terms, almost. Back to within 1. 4-3 to Kelly after 4.
Yeah, nice response from Louise. Jack, yeah, Matt, same position, 3 metres up from the tee.
You mentioned Kelly and how she's got that experience. She's channeling that into coaching now. She's got a teaching background, but sort of left that behind a little bit, and she's started her own coaching clinics, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's so important, even players at this level, that they're either having someone look at their delivery or just working with people, even if it's just a decent level bowler at your club. Nice shot from Louise. Players of all sports and all abilities, there'll be different moments where there'll be technique changes or might be some mental toughness that you need to work on, some mental strength, might be environmental, indoor, outdoor, hot or cold or windy conditions. So conditioning yourself to various events and trying to rely on someone to be able to be there to give you some feedback is super important. So bowlers out there at clubland, no matter what level you're at, it's always good just to get some feedback from a coach or reach out to someone nearby. It's a very underrated component to the game. You might be playing well, but great shot from Louise, but how much better can you play, I always say. The room for improvement's always there. As Kelly switched to the backhand now. So that's a great response from Louise. 4-0 down, back-to-back ends, and she's dotted 2 now, so that's really good to see. So she's comfortable out there.
She's warmed in nicely. She played this event last year, Louise Cronan. So she's no stranger to the Club Tweed indoor rink or indoor green. This is a really interesting matchup, of course. As I said before, both of these two played in the Australian Open Women's Fours final together as teammates. Louise was the lead. Kelly was the skip. And both were sensational in every way.
Looking for the split here. 1-2. Not quite.
Just the one.
Great head of bowls.
Well, it's been the match that we thought it was going to be so far.
Yeah, tight scoreline and great head of bowls. Both players really looking comfortable out on the rink now.
5 matches is what it's going to take to win this title. Bringing you 6 matches on day 1 of this competition.
I'm not sure, Val, now how many games they need to win to qualify for the national stage. I know.
I think that all just depends on
entries,
state and entries.
Yeah, I know. When I used to live in Victoria, it used to be over about 2 or 3 weekends, and I think about around the maybe 8 or 9 games.
Wow.
Just to qualify for this event. So once you get here, yes, not quite the result Kelly was after, but still a good attempt. Yeah, so let's say they've had to play 6 games to get here, and then you have to try and win 5. So 11 games to win an Australian title. It's a big ask, and it's just great now that we've got the indoor facilities around Australia, that the event qualifying can be indoor. Back in the day, it used to be outdoor, 12 degrees, 10 degrees on a Saturday in Melbourne on a synthetic, freezing your backside off to try and qualify for an event up at Tweed Heads on their beautiful indoor, and now it's great that we've got this national qualifying. So I really encourage people to put your name down and get out there and try and qualify, because if you can make it to here, it's an experience you'll never forget.
Yeah, it is absolutely brilliant, and you see so many people enjoy it. We saw last year Chris Couchman made the semi-finals, and he and his family were having the time of their life. His son was running up and down the rink following his dad as Louise tries to come through and affect this, but she can't. So Kelly McKerihen with it all to do. What can she conjure up here?
Yeah, so this is where the back bowl comes so handy. You can see Louise's bowl there over at around about sort of 4:30, 5 o'clock there. That's the backest bowl. Kelly's thinking here, well, I've got 3 out of the nearest 4 bowls, but what's the best result here? I don't really want too much jack movement, because if it does kill, I'm probably going to drop 1, but she is 1 down already, so I think it has to be bowl through bowl, backhand, looking to get the front one through the shot bowl, but then also play weight that if she does get something solid, she can run through herself. So controlled weight, just turning on her hip. Don't think that's changed the count.
No.
3 ends in a row.
Louise Cronan ties proceedings. Very impressive comeback from the youngster. 4 apiece after 5 ends. 4 to go in this opening stanza. The beauty of sets play is that you can lose the opening set, but you're not at too much of a disadvantage because, yeah, you might have lost it, but you're fresh at 0-0.
Yeah, so much shorter jack here from Louise. Matt, same position, but jack would be probably 3 metres shorter than the previous end in this direction. So I'm not sure if that's deliberate, but doesn't matter. She's played a great opener. Right in behind the jack here. Very impressed with both players, their ability to nail the line so far. As I mentioned, yes, the surface is very kind, but to be able to just consistently nail this line early days, hats off to both players. Kelly just sliding under.
Good morning to everybody watching from around the world. We've got Glenn Archer, Fiona Halls watching on, and Johnny Seitman watching on as well from Canada. And watching the honorary Canadian in Louise Cronan, because she was called that after she won her AO title with 3 Canadian players.
Yeah, it's crazy to think 2 months ago the Australian Open had just started. So time flies. What an event it was. Next year, we're celebrating a big milestone for the Australian Open. Just getting bigger and bigger every year. 20 years. As we mentioned earlier, Val, offline, we were chatting about the history of this event. 1988.
I know.
The first Australian indoor for the men. We've seen multiple winners and one-off winners, but it always has its moments, this event, in terms of throwing up a sort of a mystery winner or a mystery result, and I love that fact. Someone's qualified from maybe a club out in the middle of country Victoria or Queensland or New South or WA or something, and haven't played sort of many high-level events and get right through to the finals or even go on and win it. It's just a great event for that.
We had Darren Gordon make the final last year from country Victoria.
Yeah.
Near Colac. Well, I can't remember the exact club that he was from, but we've had a lot of multiple winners, but Steve Glasson is the man that's won the most. He's won 9 titles here. Karen Murphy following closely with 6, most consecutive. Glass again with 5. He did that from 2001 to 2005.
Nice shot from Louise. That's a great switch. As I did mention a little bit earlier, that hand is drawing wider and I feel slightly slower. So to be able to play a jack-eye weighted bowl on a new hand, it's good going. So 2 shots. Is that becomes about a 4-bowl target from both bowls, the gaps and the jacks. It's quite a large target for Kelly. Does she try and play a little bit more aggression or play it neat and just trail the jack 2 feet for 3? Her last attempt playing weight on this hand in this direction. She was high. She'll be conscious of that. Don't want to get caught high. She's stalking it.
It's close.
Well, that'll do for 1 in the area. Little backflip. Well, I've got her down for 1 from here.
It's
Val.
close.
Just the bowl laying down most times does win the measure, but happy to be wrong. But
It is close,
missing good areas, that was the key to that shot.
Yep.
Just missing good areas. And
it is 1 to Kelly McKerihen. The eyes of Barry Lester are always on the money.
the other part of that shot is, and as we look at the replay, so if Kelly plays really big weight at this shot, she can't get the secondary result. So the secondary result is hang around and sit off something. So that's the beauty of playing correct weight. When you're looking at every shot you play, you've got to then decide exactly what weight. And if you're off target, what is the secondary result or the contingency? And Kelly got that then. If she had to play another 10 or 20 feet of weight, she would have sprayed off and left the head. But the fact that she played control weight, she was rewarded. And it's so important. And out at Clubland and various tournaments I travel to, you get a lot of people say, oh, you guys are so quick on the mat. Well, if you've done all the prep and all the pre-shot routine and all the thought processes before you play the shot pre-mat, there really isn't much to do once you get to the mat in terms of spending time on it. It's just a place to execute all your pre-shot thoughts and routine. And you see these players quite quick on the mat. It's all done pre-shot. A bit longer end, this one. So we're looking around about 30 metres, this one. One of the longer lengths for this match. Louise just sliding past.
Good little sider, though. So, in 7 of 9 in this set, and we are none the wiser as to who's going to win it. Matches going on around the rinks here. You can see Kate Matthews and Jack McShane have rocketed out to big starts. Olivia Cartwright, the 5th seed, she's in a bit of a battle with Patricia McGrath.
So this side of the rink, all 4 bowls have been played on. That's the northern side of this indoor here at Club Tweed as Louise trails the jack. What a great bowl. And
excellent correction.
Seeing majority of the bowls being played in this match on that side. And that's ideally what you want to do in singles. Grab a hand and stick to it. Feel the line and feel the weight. Kelly needs to just try and dislodge her bowl, or Louise's here. Just try and change things up. She's done that, so that's a much better head for Kelly. So Louise Cronan from Tarrant Point Bowling Club. Young star on the rise. Missing in good areas, though. It's a good home. That makes Kelly think again about what kind of weight. She doesn't want to get the jack back too far here.
So a lot of the bowlers were here yesterday having a roll up and getting accustomed and acclimatised to the conditions here at Club Tweed. How important is that, Baz, to get in the day before an event, even 2 days before?
Yeah, as many days as you can, but with the calendar quite busy these days, and a lot of these players that are in this event would have played in various events in the last sort of few weeks and months. It's not that easy to try and get some quality prep on a similar surface, but ideally you can, yeah, and ideally on your own as well. Kelly McKerihen trying to trail this jack or sit the bowl. Beautiful weight control. That is a great shot from Kelly.
Sat the bowl and moved the jack back as well.
Yeah, that's class, that shot. The touch required there just to be there enough to either turn the bowl once for shot or trail the jack. Couldn't afford to be much heavier than this. Yeah, lovely shot. But the beauty about this now for Louise is she's created an opportunity for herself by having those 2 bowls past Jack. So it's either backhand, look to remove both Kelly's nearest 2 bowls to make a number, or get the shot bowl through the Jack. She's not a mile away here. Can she get both?
Not far, Louise Cronan.
She's played it perfect.
That is exactly what she was after. Just determines now what the count is.
The weight control there, Val.
1 taken out. And it is 2 to Louise Cronan. All of a sudden, she's in front. 2 ends to play.
That's absolute class. Enough weight to just dislodge the shot bowl or pump it onto the Jack. Jack springs back 2 feet to her earlier bowls. And that's the thing. If you've got bowls past the Jack into that sort of umbrella, that scoring zone, they're always going to be handy and they're always going to create other opportunities for you. Louise had all the confidence in the world to play that shot, knowing she had some back bowls. Great shooting from both players. 11 shots scored in 7 ends. So high scoring across most of the rings here I'm seeing, especially next door. Jack McKerihen, 12-0. He's up and about. Nice start from Louise. Good to see a nice spread of players from all around Australia.
Yeah, the breakdown from each state this tournament for the women. It's ACT 1, New South Wales 12, Northern Territory 1, Queensland, South Australia 2 each, Tasmania 1, Victoria have 12, and WA have 1. And that's all down to qualifying events and how many people that states host in proportion with the tournament. So that's why there is such a big discrepancy with some states.
And as you mentioned before, Val, it's a great place to just come for a holiday and get a bit of sun, even though today's not the greatest day. But
well, this is ridiculous. I left Melbourne yesterday. It was sunny, beautiful.
You've definitely brought it with you because it's been warm.
I haven't brought the sun with me at all.
Mate, I've been wearing the spalms nearly every day. I've been playing the last few weeks, protecting the skin, covering up. It's been quite warm. Just want to keep that barley tan.
How was Bali, Baz?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Did a little bit of work over there as well. Planning some new little projects.
Very nice.
Or will be revealed soon. So, yeah, Louise just switching to the backhand there. I didn't really see that coming. Knowing that she's played so many bowls on her forehand this direction, didn't really pick that bowl. Maybe she didn't want to trail it, but left it open for Kelly, and Kelly's done it. So, interesting shot there from Louise, and nice response from Kelly. So, she's holding 2 here. I'd like to see Louise come down and have a look at this. No? Okay. Forehand it is. Some form of weight. Well, she flops off her wing bowl. She can get second out of that, not quite. So, not quite sure the third bowl selection there from Louise. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought forehand was the more aggressive approach. Just try and take that shot away from Kelly first. But as it sits now, with 1 end to play after this, Kelly can draw another. All of a sudden, it's a 2-shot lead going to the last end. So big bowl here from Kelly. It's a bit of a, we do say it's a bit of a free kick or a free shot, but she has only got 10 inches of room. So let's see how she goes. Weight's good enough.
It's coming.
She's played it well. Doesn't want to get a thin edge. Well, that's stiff. That is stiff. But new clubhouse leader so far.
Yep. Toing and froing this one. It's been a great set of bowls. 7-6 in favour of Kelly McKerihen. 1 end to play. Of course, if this end is or set is tied, then it's a one-set shootout to win the match. But then if that set is tied, we get a literal tiebreak.
Yeah, I'm tipping a draw this set. Why not? Bit of drama early on in the tournament. Why not? Let's go for it. 7-all. We're going to go 7-all here. And then the winner of the next set wins the game. Like you say, though, if that set's a draw too, we won't know what to do with ourselves with so much drama on day one, game one, Val.
I know. I think we should just shut up shop. Match worthy of a final, possibly. It's been really, really high level so far. You can see in the top right of your screen there, Ray Pearce watching his clubmate, Louise Cronan.
So Louise has last bowl here. Most players would prefer last bowl in this situation. You always want to be able to respond with the last bowl. So Kelly probably sitting jack high there, about 15 inches away. Small correction required just to find the right line. But that is a handy little gap she has too, just between jack and bowl. She might have given it away here. But that's not all bad. The head does shape up pretty well for Kelly as well.
So you can see up here above the club tweed sign. That's where we're sitting and we're positioned. Oh, we didn't quite get the wave in, but we'll get it next time the camera comes up. Louise Cronan's just going to duck underneath.
Yeah, this is where you need to be pretty aggressive here for both players. Whether you got shot or not, it just doesn't sit well.
There we are. Get a bit of a wave in.
I can't recommend this enough. Just communication, having a chat to your marker. Sometimes your marker's your best friend out there. Kelly here, 2 seconds. I think she's got to play enough weight that if she misses everything or doesn't quite get the results she's after, she's got to win the tee. Ideally, you want that tee up your sleeve. So bowl clean for 2 or 3. She's close. Well, she's turned it over, but she has won the tee. So as it sits, it's a drawn set. Can Louise draw another one? Is it there? Line's good. Needs to miss the front. Oh, not quite. So currently lying a drawn set so far. Kelly has a nice opportunity here. There's plenty of options on the forehand as well, but I love this. The front-on risk assessment, just looking at everything here.
Well, we're not timing matches, so you've got any ability to do whatever you like just to compose yourself and just understand exactly what you need to do. And this is where Kelly McKerihen is so good. It's, she's very astute tactically and understands the game really well. You don't get to a World Bowls singles final for nothing.
Yeah, so you can see Kelly now walking away. She's just turning back. Just a little confirmation on what she needs to do, and it's all made up now. What hand, what weight, all the risk assessment's pretty much done. Now it's just a matter of composing yourself for the shot. As I did say, there is a few options on the forehand. She may look to play that because if she's a bowl high on the backhand, there isn't really a secondary result. So it is backhand. It's going to be a tough shot. Just the player to do it. Watch the body language. She's stalking it. She needs to clear the front. She's going to get down in time.
It's working its way. Clips her own.
Right, so
chance for Louise Cronan to take the opening set here. As it stands, we're at a drawn opening set. If she gets another one in, she claims it.
I think you'd be looking backhand. She has played all 3 bowls on the backhand previously. I think it's just a matter of trying to play a positive draw, get to her shot bowl and flop down. Not a bad result if she happens to be a foot heavy either. what this can do for your confidence, not only trying to go on to win this game, but what it can do for the tournament. She's in a great area here.
Very close. Doesn't want to bump Kelly's up.
No, weight was perfect. So she's played it well.
So this will just be the one we think.
They call me the Oracle.
Well, it's a good start by you. As much as it is on the green, Baz, it's a good start by you off it.
I'm done. I'll see you next week, boys.
No worries. Well, there won't be a next week for this tournament.
I thought we were commentating mixed triples down at Darebin City Bowls Club.
Well, it's defunct now, so we can.
What about the staff bowls event, though?
A Survivor.
Still going,
yep,
Survivor?
On a Thursday, yep.
Beautiful.
I've only won it once this year. I've become a serial choker, Baz. I make a semi-final, and that's me done.
I had a meeting at Bowls Australia earlier this year, and I was lucky to witness some Survivor at lunchtime down there. Great to see. My old mate Richard Goodbody and I used to duck down onto the indoor at lunchtime when I used to work at Bowls Australia and put in some hours. Or hour.
No, you've just sobbed yourself there.
So new set, all square. The winner of this set will win the match, and if it's all square again, we head to a tiebreak.
Jack McShane and Kate Matthews, both in the high-performance setup here at Bowls Australia as they're looking to work their way up to becoming Jackaroos. Both enjoying good mornings. Louise Cronan on the money so far. She won 5 of the 9 ends in that set. So I think despite drawing it, she'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, pretty faultless set really from both players. I think if Louise win or lose this match, I think you can't beat. Well, back in the day, you didn't get to play on TV hardly at all. Definitely not live streaming, but anytime you can watch your own performance, I believe is really, really important. Go back and dissect your game. Look at things you could have done differently or better, or maybe there could have been a jack length you could have rolled. But I mean, after this game, I think both players, or definitely the winner, I reckon it's a good idea to try and go back and watch this game. I think it's a blessing for anyone that's looking to do well in this event, and you get to go on the live stream, dissect your game, look at your percentages, what worked on what hand, and so on. So I think it's a blessing for both players that they're playing their first game on the live stream, and the one that wins it, well, moving forward, learn from your performance by dissecting it actually from footage. You can't go wrong. So Kelly's hardly played any bowls on the backhand here, but it's with weight. Looking to disturb this head. She's done pretty well.
Got rid of one and opened up the jack now. So Louise needs to be smart in where she puts this.
Yeah, jack around the corner here is massive. Just to take that jack high situation away from Kelly. She's played it well here, Louise Cronan. Even if she locks on the shot bowl, she's played it very well.
She looks really switched on. It's the young Tarrant Point product. Kelly McKerihen, of course, she knows her game well, but to beat her is another thing entirely.
Couldn't really put it in a better spot here. Covering a little bit of the jack and also getting another shot in there. So Kelly here asking the marker a couple of questions. One, who's got the 4th nearest bowl? And also who wins the tee? So Kelly's looking to take both of Louise's shot bowls out here, but knowing that if she takes her front one out, that the damage won't be any different. So wait again. I think she's switching to the forehand. Yes, she is. So looking for both bowls of Louise Cronan's. Missing tight. So 2 it is.
So this is a big start to the second set for Louise Cronan. Only led the first set after 1 end. But second, she started it beautifully. 2-0. 8 ends to play.
BPL 3 months away.
Not far off, Baz. You'll be up there with the 2 new teams, Sydney Saints, Geelong Jets.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Some fresh faces in the event, some international flavour and some new teams. So looking forward to that. 3 months away, Club Pine Rivers, and they've just done some renovations. So great place to go and play and get back with the team. The Pulse, Louise Cronan, right in behind the Jack. It is a shorter Jack, but doesn't matter for Louise. I like that too. Just up on the bank, grabbing some water, just feeling right at home here now is Louise. 4-0 down the first set, comes away with the draw, and now 2-0 up in the second. You can just see body language-wise, both players just feel super comfortable out there now. And Kelly just trying something new there. It'll be one of her only 1 or 2 bowls where she played on this forehand in this direction. And that's just the pressure Louise is creating. Kelly's thinking, maybe I'll try something new. And she's going to force it back onto this backhand now.
As you mentioned, BPL, Baz, Nick Brett, second oldest debutant at the tournament. Paul Foster will be the oldest.
What a stat that is. Who comes up with that one? Lockie, well done. Second oldest debutant.
And Paul Foster the oldest.
You're talking about a couple of high quality players.
100%.
Yeah, geez, if you love your bowls and you're not too far away from Pine Rivers, you've got to go and see them live and even meet them. That's the other thing. If you're in the Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast area, or even further, put a list up at your club. Say we're doing a bus trip to Club Pine Rivers and we're going to go watch some of the world's best players up close and personal. And the fact that you can do that and you'll be able to meet them as well. Go along and say good day to some of these players. That's the beauty about the BPL. And Paul Foster and Nicky Brett, well, they're superstars of the game.
Looking forward to seeing him in action up against you, and you'll have a new teammate as Kelly goes with weight.
Yeah, looking for the Jack on the nose here. She's got the front one. Yeah, I know Club Tweed. Here we are today at Club Tweed. I know they put a bus together and go up every year. Oh, I can't recommend it highly enough. Get a list up at the club. Head up to Club Pine Rivers. Have some lunch. Watch the action.
Yep. And then stay for dinner and watch the action.
Yeah, good day out. Really quality day out.
And, of course, Baz, new teammate for you, but also BPL Cup team registration's now open. Head to that link there, bowls.com.au/BPL Cup. Closing soon.
Yes, little Elsie. She'll be a mum soon.
Yep. Not far off.
Samantha Atkinson stepping in for Alan, and she's a great player and full of energy, feeding off myself and Gaz. So hopefully we can give it a nudge again. Feels like so many months ago we walked away with the title down there at Moama, but looking forward to it. And just touching on the whole bus trip thing again, I think it's just a really good team builder for your members too. Getting together for an out of club activity, just a team building exercise as well. I believe just to get all your members together. And I think it was Tasmania a couple of years ago. I think they brought up a whole big massive group from Tassie for the week.
They did. It was so good.
Kelly McKerihen needs Jack.
Got it.
Oh,
where's everything going?
Bowl's gone back. Well, she's ran through for, depending if that wing bowl's out or not, but she at least ran through to cut that front one out.
I think it stayed in bounds.
So it's still 2.
So it's unlucky for Kelly McKerihen because she managed to obstruct a few things, but this is a big move made by Louise Cronan. It's just the one. So 3-0 after 2.
And just we see here, Louise put the mat down. So yeah, same position. She's comfortable with that length at the moment. And when you're talking timing and rhythm and all that, and the whole biomechanics of the delivery. Ideally, if you can just be doing it over the same length over and over again, it's definitely an advantage. And Louise is doing that now. She's got into a rhythm. She's rowing the same length, putting the mat in the same spot. Especially carpet, I feel, is super important to get that rhythm up. And Louise now 3-0 up and really showing a lot of maturity out there on the rink. Kelly McKerihen forehand.
So next up will be Cohen Litfin against Tristan Smallercombe in a battle of two very tall men. What a battle it is set to be as well. Then 12 p.m, Samantha Atkinson versus Erin Swatridge, defending champ. Then round of 32, men's action. Ali Forsyth, the fiancée of Kelly McKerihen, will be up. Then at 4 p.m, Katrina Green and Ray Simpson of Tasmania. And then at 6 p.m, round of 16, men's action. Holt or Rudd up against Henry or Curto.
Yeah, some big names there. A lot of firepower too. A lot of players in there. Got all the shots. I'm loving that from Louise. Just to be able to switch from the forehand to the backhand over a different length. So the jack got trailed by Kelly, and she switches over and dots it. So it just shows that she's definitely in rhythm. And nice reply again here. Doesn't want to turn her front one off the jack. Well, she's played it well. She's giving something to sit on there for Kelly, but I think it's got to be a little bit more aggressive here from Kelly. She has one right back near the tee. I think both bowls or bowl through jack. Yes, she's going with more weight. I like this weight for this surface. Just missing high. So, Louise, decisions. Do you try and change this head up? Because it does look pretty nice for Kelly. Or do you get to the tee?
Tee could be a good option, Baz.
Yeah, it is quite a vulnerable head for Louise, the way the bowls are sitting. But if she can just try and change it up a fraction.
I think she's done that. She's done that pretty well.
It's not too bad. It does make the jack completely accessible now, but probably with less weight for Kelly. So it is 3. This is a massive moment in the game now, all of a sudden. So Kelly McKerihen looking for jack back. Jack back will be 2. Or at a bare minimum, at least try and reduce the count here. First set being drawn. Doesn't get the shot here. She could find herself 6-0 down. Alrighty.
Kelly McKerihen, this is huge. She's watching intently. It's coming. It's coming.
Wow.
Just missing by a whisker.
Absolutely shadowed it. 3 it is. So pressure mounting now.
Louise Cronan has run away in this second set. She's 6 to the good now, which means that if this margin remained, we'd be done early.
And she did it on her backhand in this direction, which she hasn't really played hardly any bowls. So just goes to show when you're in good touch and your confidence is there, switching hands and playing different lengths is just that fraction bit easier. And 6-0 after 3 ends. Still a long way to go, but some good news on rink 2. As Matthew Blythe is on the scoreboard. Just picked up
Big 4 against Jack McShane.
And that's another thing too, as we see.
Or it was a 3, I think.
Yeah, it was a 3. Yep. But as you see here, there is games going on right next door. So with the environment being fairly quiet, being indoor, any extra noise or movement nearby, it just will test out the players' concentration level. So to be able to come away with a win, not only in each game, but to walk away with this title, players are going to have to really test themselves under those environments. And when bowls hit banks and other bowls on this indoor surface, it's quite loud, so it can be a little bit of a distraction, but that's where the mental game comes into it. Really need to stay focused, and Louise Cronan just pumping him in there on the backhand. She's opened it up for Kelly. A little bit unfortunate there, but this is her time now, I feel, for Kelly. She's got a great opener at the back, little touch of the jack for 2. Or she's running.
Kelly McKerihen
Needs jack. She doesn't want the gap.
Again finds the gap. So where does Louise Cronan go here? Barry Lester?
I think to the tee. Has to be the tee. So if she wins the tee here, that makes Kelly take her weight off. But no, Louise, she's backing herself here to either draw another or change the angles. Oh, she's done well. She's covered the jack up. Well, that's a really hard head now for Kelly.
This is an exhibition here from Louise Cronan. She is providing the goods in every sense of the word. It's been so impressive, Kelly.
Front bowl through jack or side bowl through jack. Well, that's much better for Kelly. So she does kill it and win the tee. So Louise, she's got probably, 6 feet, 7 feet of room here.
It's a one-bowl shootout here, but that was a brilliant bowl. I thought Kelly had missed again, but it just did enough.
Okay, new length here for Louise. Well, she's going the hard way, trying to thread her through the front. Well, she has.
I tell you what.
Wow.
Everything is going right for Louise Cronan at the moment.
Absolutely well put, Val. Yeah, when things are going your way, you find those gaps, and when they're not, you crash up the front there. But all of a sudden, she's only left Kelly about 2.5 feet of room here. So big bowl for Kelly. She wants to get on the board here.
She's not far away, Kelly McKerihen.
Does run away hard late here on this hand. She's going to hang around. Yes, she is. That's a great shot.
So she's on the board.
Yeah, from driving to drawing, especially over a complete new length, that's a quality shot from Kelly. And it's time to respond. And the first thing you normally or usually need to respond with is some kind of new length to break up your opposition's rhythm. And that's exactly what Kelly's done. Mat right up, almost on the minimum. And jack right back near the tee. So that's the furthest back we've seen the jack all match. And Kelly's just trying to make the cosmetic feel of this whole end and this game different for Louise. And maybe something that she might gravitate to here for Kelly. But I think bowls around the tee is the key here. Because as Kelly starts to play more weighted shots, having the ability to win the tee early is super important, I feel. So here we go. New test for Louise. New mat position, new jack position. Nice line. And just pulling up about 2 feet short. So that jack is about 2 feet off the tee. Kelly switching to the backhand. Just needs to get down. Not quite. So 6-1 after 4 ends. Louise Cronan.
She's all over her at the moment. Kelly's win there ended a run of 5 of the last 6 ends before that going the way of Louise. But the more worrying sign for Kelly is that after the first 2 ends that she won, she's only won 3 more ends in this contest. Louise, on the other hand, has won a hell of a lot more than that. She's won 8.
Needs to get down. Might be enough. So big end here for both players. Louise trying to create a bigger gap, and Kelly, well, just for her confidence, if she can just get one close. This is the beauty of trying to play one hand all day or one side of the rink. See Louise there, all three bowls right down the middle. And Kelly, from the pressure Louise has created, just been forced to switch and change from forehand to backhand on numerous occasions. Can she get the jack down the line here? She's trying hard, very close. It's a great shot, Kelly McKerihen. Well, that's one to her. And a little turtle to finish, little backflip. What a response that was.
She needed it. She absolutely needed it. So, Louise getting the question asked again. How can she respond?
Looking for Jack. Missing high. That was a big moment in the match. All of a sudden, 6-2. Back in it.
Four ends to play. 4 shots the difference. Very close. Next match, we're up at 10 a.m. It's going to be Tristan Smallacombe up against Cohen Litfin, Australian Champion of Champions winner for 2020. He won it in 2021. Up against the reigning Australian Open runner-up in the men's singles. So that is bound to be a quality matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely a popular tournament. It's great to see some of the big names put their hand up for qualifying. And of course, Cohen, Aaron Sheriff unavailable to play in the indoor this year, having won the Australian Open. And no better deserving person than Cohen to take his spot. It's a great initiative, Bowls Australia, to see the Australian Open singles winner get the automatic entry into the indoor. Aaron enjoying a much-deserved family holiday in Bali at the moment.
More than fair enough.
Yeah, been a big. Well, it's always a big period for Aaron and the Jackaroos, but to be able to get some quality time away, refresh, come back, and get stuck into the second half of the year. Louise, that's a great shot. Just missing high and round the back. So that's A1 position. Not only third shot, but in that trail territory.
So if she can get herself back on the board here, it just extends that margin once more that can just plague Kelly a little bit.
Yeah, Kelly just wants Jack clean here through the hole. Well, she's done it again. A couple of big trails, back-to-back ends, and the crowd's enjoying that. Bit of applause from
one lady.
Yeah.
She loved it.
Crowds will slowly start building as the week.
The fact that it's, what time is it? 9 a.m. on a Monday, and we've had people here since before 8. It's quite impressive, and Louise Cronan just matches her. That is brilliant. Still, or no? Siri tries to interrupt me. As she's taken shot back. This is really impressive from Louise Cronan. Playing well beyond her years.
Does Siri tell you where Richmond is on the ladder as well, Val?
They tell me where the Demons are.
Oh, we're into it now. Ladies and gentlemen, just talking a bit of football. You were due. You've had a big 10 years.
We've hired the wrong coach, I think.
Ooh, going down that path.
Yeah.
Brutal. All right, Kelly, that's his second best result she could have, but to finish him behind. But I think Louise here needs to capitalise on. She's looking for the bowl. She's definitely arriving, or she has. She's at the bowl.
That's a massive effort from Louise Cronan, and this could be the game breaker.
Wow.
I thought it might be possibly a 3, but an 8-2 lead is pretty darn handy because it's back to 6 now, Baz.
Yeah, I'd like to see Kelly open up on the forehand. I don't think there's much love on the backhand there in this direction. I think Kelly needs to try and dot it with her first couple and try and pick up a little multiple here.
Well, an end win here, Louise Cronan. If she nets a 3 here, which we've only seen 2 in this match, but it can happen. If she nets a 3, it's over.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Yeah. Relax for the rest of the day. I was going to say you could head to the beach or go and grab some lunch down by the ocean, but
we can still get lunch, but
not quite beach weather out there. But
yeah, you don't want to be sitting outside.
As Louise, once again, forcing Kelly to play this backhand, needs to try and get the shot back with the first or second bowl here.
So the winner of this match, we know the opponent in the second round, and it's going to be Kate Matthews tomorrow in the morning.
It's a great shot, just sliding past. That's a perfect result in terms of where she needs to finish to try and pick up a multiple here for Kelly. But as you said, Val, she, at the same time, needs to be conscious that 3 Louise will see them shake hands. Had this forehand on a string in this direction as Louise. Look at that, straight down the spine again. Okay, backhand it is again. On a tighter line. Can it get down? Not quite.
So an opportunity for Louise to put in another one here and hold game.
Yeah, just a free rein. And as we saw Kelly early on when she was well and truly in this match, she pretty much played all her bowls on the left hand of the screen.
It's coming around nicely. It's going to duck underneath. Look, the target is there.
Yeah, I think it's Kelly's got the shot in her book, in her armour. She's got to go now, yeah. Get that last one, get all 3, or at least get the middle one. Stalking it. She's close here. Needs
Not
to get
far
a couple
away at
out.
all. Kelly McKerihen, just the one. So, can Louise Cronan cover and count here? Put one around the back of the jack.
But look at this, Val. This is what I love.
Love it.
Yeah, coming for a walk. She knows that there's a little bit of maths involved in this shot. Just want to double check what the score's doing. Going down to see who wins the tee. You know, and if they're just checking that wing bowl, they're agreeing. Yep, so they're agreeing that back bowl's out. So all of a sudden, Kelly's got the 3 backest bowls. So this is a big decision for Louise. If Kelly drives and gets Louise's shot bowl through the jack and kills it, she can pick up a 3. But Louise can also draw another one to hold game.
I think if you're Louise, you need to force the issue. And she will go around the back. Naturally.
Yeah, well, that'll make up Kelly's mind, though, I feel. One down on the tee's not so bad, but I think she'll look to drive both bowls out here again.
But the problem is, for Kelly, if it does remain at a 2, she needs to be perfect from here on in. She needs maximum full counts in the last 2 ends. So this has to be brilliant from Kelly McKerihen.
Yeah, front bowl, solid through the front bowl. And if both front bowls leave the rink and she happens to stay around, she can make, well, depending what the back 2 are doing, but she can make a potential 3 here. And to win tournaments like this, yes, you've got to play well, but geez, you need a little bit of luck to go your way. There is no doubt about that. So Kelly McKerihen, this is what you train for. This is what you prep for. The situation on the head has no relevance on the shot. It's just a matter of playing what's required and hitting this front bowl. She's close here. Both bowls.
Far away at all.
Just under.
So, the only thing that will save Kelly McKerihen now, are 2 full counts. It is a 10-2 lead to Louise Cronan. And we believe this is possibly going to be the final end of the match. We haven't seen a full count yet. But Louise Cronan, after being 4-0 down after 2 ends in the opening set, has won 17 shots to 5.
Well, statistically, you'd like to think that, this would be probably the last end of the match. But when you've got a player of Kelly's standard, anything's possible. I'd like to think she'd be confident in giving all 3 front-end bowls here a chance, and then maybe with her last trying to create a number, even if they're 4 to 5, 6 feet past here, that's the key here. But ideally, try and play them all on the one hand. Just try and create a group of bowls. And Louise has left the jack slightly open there, just to try and trail it. So this bowl here doesn't need to be the shot. It just has to pass the jack.
Yeah. You can't afford to be short when you're chasing full counts.
How's that for a stat I heard yesterday, Val?
What did you hear?
John Longmire was interviewed.
Yep.
Only one team in the history of AFL has won the grand final.
After losing by 100 points?
When they've lost by 100 points in the season.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that stat?
It's a very good one.
Do you look at that and go, well, Sydney's no chance, or you?
Nah, I disagree. I think they are. We've seen teams lose by 80 points and go on and win the flag.
Yep.
It happens.
It does. So Kelly's first bowl, she's done everything she can. And even this one now has to be something similar. Played it, get to your back bowl. And if you're fortunate enough, try and just move that front bowl of Louise's, halve it off, or try and get the jack. So she's done well here. 2 together, that's all you can do. It might look on the TV screen like bad bowls from Kelly, but that's all she can do in this position. So
Louise has to join her back there.
Yeah, even past Kelly's back too. No. Draw another. Maybe just dot it and shake hands. Well, she's covered the jack. That makes it very hard. So now this needs to be weighted shot. Trying to get to the front split, open it up. If not, another back bowl. Okay, so Kelly's got 3 back bowls now and the tee. So the 4 is still potentially on. She's done all she can. Remembering it's not about margin now. It's just about putting bowls in the area for Kelly to create that number. And Louise just needs to get the back bowl. So, well,
has she done enough?
Probably, especially that side of the rink. But yeah, Kelly
makes a 4 very difficult. She's going to need everything to ricochet the right way, and
there's only one shot, quick through the front bowl at sort of 1 o'clock, through the jack into the ditch, and then run through herself. I can't see any other shot here. I know it's tough going, but our job is to try and commentate around opportunities and what have you. But that's all we've got here for Kelly. Even if she, there's no way I feel the bowl down the line can get onto the jack. So backhand it'll be with weight. Nice view of the club there.
Great facility. Kelly McKerihen only got 1 out. So that'll be a 2 to finish for Louise Cronan. And that will be the match. 12-2 in the second set after tying the opener. Kelly McKerihen led it with an end to go, but Louise so good in the clinches and got the job done and had all the momentum in the end to win 7-all, 12-2. And Barry Lester, that was mightily impressive from the Tarrant Point product. She moves through to the second round where she's going to face Kate Matthews, emerging Jackaroo.
Yeah, I think if you look at the matches on this particular surface over the years, Val, and players that have been able to win multiple titles, I think you'll see something fairly common, and that is playing one side of the rink. And Louise really did dominate that northern side of the rink and just get the feel of the line and the feel of the weight. And then once doing that, forced Kelly to then switch hands a few too many times and break her rhythm up. But that's the name of this game. If you want to be good at singles, you've got to force the front-end pressure with your first few bowls. And Louise did that well. And I think you'll find moving forward that that's a stat or a tactic she'll do more of. So well done, Louise. Well done. Always great to see Kelly out there. Such a quality player and person. And it was a really good top-quality match. But for me, it was just that front-end pressure from Louise.
Yeah, she was sensational and just got the job done early and continued to push. And she moves through to the round of 16. But, of course, Bowls Australia and the Club Map webinars, they are back next week. And it's how to get the best out of Bowls Link. And sorry, it's tomorrow night, not next week. I still feel like we're last week, but tomorrow night there's 2 different sessions. Head to the link or head to Bowls Australia's Facebook page, or that QR code, or the resources hub where you can get all the information. bowls.clubmap.com.au. Baz, we'll see you in just under an hour's time, in 48 minutes, for the next match between Cohen Litfin and Tristan Smallacombe. Yeah,
looking forward to that match. 2 great players and, very experienced bowlers. So we're in for a treat there.
Looking forward to that here at Club Tweed. Of course, if you want to keep in touch with what's happening in the other matches for the first round, the Bowls Now app or results.bowlslink.com.au for the live scores. From Val Febo and Barry Lester, it's goodbye for now. We'll see you in just under an hour's time.
Aero, used by world champions Kelvin Kirko, Corey Wedlock, Aaron Tees and Aaron Sheriff. Swirl, Aero's new colourway, easy on the eye and in over 65 colours. Aero's enhanced grip allows you to go up 1 to 2 sizes, shaped to give maximum comfort and control. Made in Australia, machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy. Aero provide the most accurate of bowls. Aero, same line every time.